the shit talking and stuff like that. I didn't wish that on him. But you know, it's part of the game. You a fighter, dude, and sometimes you gotta get it like that. And he got it just like that. But as far as Maidana, we may just have Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s next opponent, May 3rd, MGM Grand, Las Vegas, a Latino opponent with the world title, coming off a devastating victory over a highly touted three-time world champion, Mayweather Jr. Light, and Adrian Broner. To me, I would love to see Mayweather versus Maidana before I would like to see Floyd Mayweather versus goddamn Amir Khan, who ain't never fought at this weight and struggled against Julio Diaz in his last fight. You know what I'm saying? So now, in my opinion, Maidana just entered into the sweepstakes. He deserves a big fight. He was not touted to win this fight. I'm sure he was not a betting favorite, and he was a favorite amongst all the fighters who were asked who they thought would win. Overwhelmingly, everybody thought Broner would win, and it just did not pan out for him tonight. Props to Maidana. He did his homework. He went to camp, did his groundwork, did his sparring, paid his dues, and he won big tonight.
Look out, y'all. It's your boy Ash. Back on the scene. Ready to do some, talk about some boxing. Well, you know, everybody been pretty much waiting to see who this guy's gonna fight next, Mayweather. And, you know, I definitely didn't touch on anything Mayweather since then, because it's actually been a joke. All the back and forth, the polls and all that shit. I mean, people make a big deal about it, but you know, star fighters, this is what they do. I mean, it's not like we haven't seen shit like this before. Everybody hold on to their every word, wait and see who they're gonna fight, and everybody else who are fans of the sport argue with each other, debate, until they end up fighting whoever they're gonna fight. It's probably never been done on this scale before, but it's definitely been done. But as you can see, back in December on the 14th, pretty much knew that Maidana would be the opponent for Mayweather, and he does deserve a big fight. Some people may not think so, but at the end of the day, he deserves a big fight. He's been on a really good streak, and he ends up getting the Mayweather fight. Now, you know, everybody will pretty much argue as to who should actually get the fight. Lara deserves the fight. It's a lot of people that deserve the fight with Mayweather, but I tell you one person who shouldn't have even been in the conversation, that's Amir Khan. And that was the point I was trying to make initially. I don't care what happened with the polls. I don't care about Khan's army and all that other crap, how they bum rush Mayweather's website to try to, you know, get him to fight. I don't care. The fight that's going to happen in May is Marcos Maidana versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. Once again, Maidana would be the underdog, just like he was the underdog against Adrian Broner. You know, a lot of people thought Broner was going to win, including myself. Ignoring history, ignoring the intangibles, ignoring that the good big man beats the good little man, and that Broner hadn't been at the weight long enough to fully acclimate himself with the weight and with fighting substantially larger guys, dealing with the fact that substantially larger guys can make the weight. I thought his talent would just overcome all, and it did not happen like that. So this video is not to bash Adrian Broner. Maybe he can make a comeback, maybe not, we'll see. But the fight is scheduled. It's a decent fight, I guess. Marcos, like I said, he deserved it. He's beaten guys at the weight. He's knocked out just about everybody except for Broner, who you might as well say he would done himself even better by go ahead and laying down for the count, because he endured an ass whooping on that night. And you know, when you reach a platform like a Mayweather fight, Mayweather's opponents should emerge from everybody else. You cannot say, well, fight this guy or fight this guy, fight this guy. It's no longer just a fight. It's an event. Just like when you fought De La Hoya. It was an event. You earned the De La Hoya fight. You weren't just given the fight because you were good. Vernon Forrest didn't get the De La Hoya fight. He was damn good. And it ain't like he didn't know who he was. I mean, they came up through the amateurs together. All them guys knew each other from the amateurs. You know what I'm saying? He never got the De La Hoya fight. Winky Wright didn't get the De La Hoya fight. I know De La Hoya said he wanted to fight him back when De La Hoya was on his way out, but when they were in their primes, De La Hoya did everything in his power not to fight Winky Wright. This shit is not, it's not even fucking debatable. You know what I'm saying? Excuse the language, but a lot of guys that just come around during the Miguel Cotto era try to debate stuff prior to the Miguel Cotto era, and I don't even bother getting into it because you don't have enough evidence to back up your claim. You're just talking. Box Rec don't give you knowledge. It don't give you history. It gives you records. You know what I'm saying? It's not even worth the argument. You know what I'm saying? These guys, once they become stars, their opponents emerge. They do something to get the fight. You know what I'm saying? They do something major to get the fight. And Maidana did that. Khan didn't. You know, he basically survived against Julio Diaz. Now, I do want to see Mayweather versus Erislandy Lara. I know it's a business, and I know a Lara fight at that level is a tough sell. It's no excuse, because if you're going to call yourself the best ever, you need to fight all the best of your time, like I said in a previous video. But that's neither here or there. That's not what I'm talking about in this video. I'm talking about the actual fight that will take place at 147 pounds. Maidana Mayweather. Good fight. Good fight for May. It should be sellable. Of course, it's not going to be on the level of Mayweather Canelo as far as how lucrative it's going to be. But it's a Latino fighter on a historically profitable pay-per-view day in boxing. A day that Mayweather has dominated for the last I don't know how many years. He's been the one to fight on May and then fight in September. Not often in September, but a lot of times in September, but not nearly as much as May. May is the dominant month. It was the dominant month for Oscar. It was a dominant month for Oscar, May and September. He made those days famous as well. And this should be a pretty good fight. You know, I think it'll be a pretty good event. I don't think Maidana is trying to cash himself out. I think after so long, you know, being the underdog and fighting tough fights and accomplishing what he's accomplished in the United States when he was initially brought over here to be an opponent, I think he has a lot to prove still, and I think he's going to come to fight. I think he's going to come to win. I guess in this video I can do a prediction. I already know Mayweather's going to win. He's seen pressure styles. I don't foresee Maidana coming to just lay down. I don't think it's going the distance though. I think Maidana is going to bring it to the point where he's not going to just try to survive. I think he's going to go all out. And I think he may even hit Mayweather a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? Because the Maidana we saw against Broner was determined to win. You know what I'm saying? He was bringing it. And like James Toney used to say, you got to bring ass to get ass. And I think Maidana's going to bring it. You know what I'm saying? I know he knows he's up against it. I know he knows he cannot outbox Mayweather. And I know he doesn't think he can just go in there and just rough Mayweather up and not get anything in return. And I think he knows he's up against it. And when you got a guy who knows he's up against it, either he's going to rise to the occasion or he's going to try to survive. And I don't think Maidana is going to be the type to just try to survive. I think he's going to give it his all. I think he's going to be in tip-top shape. As we saw previously, he was in great shape against Broner. And we'll just have to see what happens on that night. I don't think it's the most compelling main event for a pay-per-view. But if you look at the last couple of pay-per-views that have taken place in boxing, those weren't either. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it'll at least be on par with those. But if they want it to be a very successful pay-per-view, I think they'll end up loading the undercard. It was rumors about Broner being on the undercard of a Mayweather pay-per-view. I think that would be good for him. When you have that many people viewing your fight, a paid audience, over 1 million paid audience watching you fight, that's beneficial for you. And as you can see from guys like Ishe Smith, some guys just can't rise to that occasion. If you can't fight well on the biggest event, you can't. You just not. It is not in you. You know what I'm saying? Because you can only help your career when you got that many people who don't know who the hell you are. Some do, but on that scale, most are just mainstreamers. They're just buying the fight because Mayweather is the household name, not Broner. They were trying to make him that, but he's not that, at least not yet. But this can only add to his appeal if he fights a tough guy, come back from a tough loss, and of course win spectacularly, preferably by a dramatic knockout. You can sell the knockout, just like I've said previously, years and years and years. Just like you can sell the home run in baseball, the home run hitter, you can sell the knockout puncher in boxing. It's just a proven fact. And we'll just have to see what happens. I know a lot of hardcore fight fans are stressing the streaming option. I stress it too. You know, do that if you can. But once you reach a certain this level of popularity in boxing, you can push that streaming agenda all you want. The mainstreamers don't listen to the hardcore fight fans on what's the best option when you're not satisfied with a pay-per-view. At this point, they're buying the fight. That's just the way it is. If they can sell it and it's good storylines, which it does have good storylines, it's more than likely going to be a successful event. But for the hardcore, if you're looking for other options than buying it, then definitely use your streaming options. And that's pretty much the fight. Like I said, I think Maidana's going to try harder. He may get Mayweather to pull other things out of the bag, but at the end of the night, he will be successful, and I think he's going to win via stoppage. I'm not going to do another video that's formally for picking the winner, predicting and analyzing how the fight's going to play out. I mean, once you see Maidana fight, you don't expect him to go in there and try to box the next time. You know what he's going to do. He's going to put pressure. He's going to throw a lot of overhands. Some of them will be looping. For a guy that does throw looping right hands, he's fairly accurate with that right hand. He protects himself fairly well for a guy who boxes the way, not boxes, for a guy who fights in the way he fights with pressure. Like I said, he's been an underdog on many occasions, and he will be on this occasion. But I think that will be just enough to get him motivated, get him in tip-top shape. Of course, he has a Ariza, who's notorious for his training regimens, and you listen to other guys, it shakes. But once you fight Mayweather, you will submit to random drug testing and urine. So the possibility of foul play on that front will be slim and none. But this is a good fight. It's way better than the Khan fight, even though Khan stresses how he's beaten Maidana. No, you won the fight on Queer Street. Maidana had your ass damn near out. You were out on your feet. You were in full survival mode. You done enough to win on points because you put enough points in. You put points in the bank earlier in the fight, but you gassed, you got hurt, and you almost got knocked the fuck out. So it's not a big. It's not like you're making a huge point that you say you beat Maidana. You escaped. You know what I'm saying? So just like in a lot of your fights, you escaped with the victory when you almost were knocked out. So I don't put any stock into that. And just like just like that. And it's not like you saw an immediate rematch. And even in that post-fight interview, he was telling Larry Merchant that he showed a good chin. No, you didn't show a good chin, man. But anyway, I ain't worried about Conor. Conor's a joke. He's talented. He has tremendous talent. He has speed, you know. And you think with a guy with that type of reach and height and not foot speed and hand speed, he would be better than what he is. You know, he showed glimpse of being a very, very good fighter with his wins over Zab Judah and the like. But I don't know, man. He just has defensive lapse. He makes bad judgment, bad decisions in the course of a big fight, and some of them were catastrophic, as you can see him being knocked the fuck out. So, and of course losing on the cards to Lamont Peterson because he don't have any inside game. He could not deal with those body shots. He did not like pressure. When the fight comes to a game of inches, he start pushing and pushing and pushing. As you heard from me on the Rope-A-Dope Radio years ago, I have a clip of that in my video archive. The points I was making on that particular show. But anyway, should be a good fight. Man, let me show y'all, man. This ain't have nothing to do with boxing, but I just knocked off a couple of new pieces from the gun store. I know all you liberal boys gonna be like, "Oh no, that's a gun," but I'm from the South, and we definitely believe in our Second Amendment rights. I think it's a Second Amendment. This is one of the most powerful handguns in the world. I just bought it brand new. It's the Smith & Wesson 500 Magnum. Boy, this mug got some kickback. Oh man, I'm loving it. It's a beauty, isn't it? I don't condone shooting people. I just want to put that out there. I don't condone crime either. I have a family. I'm going to protect my family. I already own guns, but I just wanted to show y'all other guys this piece of metal, boy. This is a beauty. This mug is heavy too. It's powerful weapon. I know guys, you know, the liberal guys. I say liberal because I don't have a political agenda. I'm not liberal or conservative. I'm a fiscal conservative, but you know, over time, my political views have favored both sides. But I could care less about either one of them. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, I think the whole political agenda is to serve itself, keep us fighting each other, the people, at each other's necks while they do what the fuck they want to do in office. The whole purpose of politics is for it to serve itself and not to serve us. And that's my opinion. I think they're all full of shit, all of them. But anyway, down here we believe in our rights to protect ourselves. There's another one I just got. Bad Mother Lover. You may see this in movies a lot. This is that 50 cal Desert Eagle. This mug got some kickback too. This mug is powerful. Powerful and loud. You definitely gotta put your earplugs in when you let this mug go. May wanna, if you gonna put rounds out, knock some rounds out, you may wanna go to a range that's outdoors, because this mug is loud and like the 500 Magnum. It's got to kick back. This is also one of the most powerful handguns in the world. Like I said, I don't condone crime or shooting people, but anybody that got the nerve to want to run up in this house, you better hope I miss, because if I do, the sound of this mug itself will make you want to repent and do some self-reflection. I work hard for what I got, and nobody's taking anything out of here or harming anybody who lives here. This is one bad piece of metal, man. Desert Eagle, 50 cal. I just got those brand new. Here go my lap. The other one I just got. I got all these yesterday. This is the Made in America, Mossberg. A lot of people like the Remington 870 as far as the 12 gauge. That's what this is, a 12 gauge. Like the Remington 870. Some people like the more popular models of Mossberg, which is the 500 or the 590. This is the 930, and the reason why I got it is because it's an automatic. And when I work in plants and stuff like that, and do a lot of work in plants and stuff like that. So when I work out of state, I need to make sure that my wife can handle it. If somebody comes in, I want to make sure she has the power to cock that motherfucker. And the other gauges, I don't think she has the power to cock it, or she's gonna remember to cock it if she has to let go of some rounds at a potential intruder. But this is an automatic. All she gotta do is pull that back and just go. Once she let off a round, the next one goes right into the chamber. And all she got to do is hold that mug steady and go. And, I got her some buckshots. I got some slugs too. But if I'm gone, it ain't going to be no slugs in this mug, because you got to be responsible for where the bullet goes once you discharge it. And if you know anything about a slug, once you discharge that, the slug goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. And I'm not going to be responsible for a damn slug that goes out my house, into another house, into somebody's room, and there's a fatality on our hands. You know what I'm saying? All because you wanted to make sure an intruder or a potential suspect or whatever knows that there's no games over here. So it will be, the buckshots are more safer option, even though they can also do damage. But like I said, ain't nobody condones shooting people. No, people say guns kill people. No, guns don't kill people. People kill people. If you ban guns, there's nothing stopping me from using the knife to cut your ass, or put poison in your drinks. You know what I'm saying? Guns don't kill people. Spoons don't make people fat. Needles don't make people drug addicts. Cars don't make people drive drunk. This is just a dumb argument. It's people, okay? People make these things happen. But down here, you hold your own, you protect your own family. Because I'm gonna put it to you like this. I know this is all boxing. If somebody comes to this household to rob me, or to potentially break in with my family's home, do you really think I'm gonna be like, oh, where's my phone? Let me call the police, who are probably miles away, so they can take their, drive here and then handle the suspect. Damn that. Damn that. I know I pay taxes, and a whole lot of taxes. You know what I'm saying? But the suspect gonna call the police because of me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna call somebody that's miles away to handle something that's happening here now. I'm gonna handle what's here now. You know what I'm saying? Me. I'm gonna handle it. I'm not calling. I'll call the police after it's done. It's a bad mug, boy. Brand new. 500 mag. Bad piece of metal. But alright, man. Y'all got comments, leave it, man. I'm hollering. Deuce. Boy Ash.